to bring more kids, girls especially, for sports, not only swimming?
Okay, so Athena is the national project to promote and enhance women in sports in Israel. We do a lot of different things, and the project itself, I guess, went through a lot of movements through the years. Now it's the 8th year the project is on, and we started. Times definitely. I can say that. I've been in the Olympics in 2000. That's like half of my life. Actually, the project is giving money, or I guess is helping different associations in Israel to have a program that is only for girls, mainly bring more girls into sports, and which is a really hard thing to do. That's part of the programs. We work from, it really depends on the sports, I guess. But in swimming, I would say we'll do Athena leagues, which will bring girls who are 8, 9, 10 years old and give them the first competition, which will be a lot more fun than usual. A lot of girls are a bit more afraid of competing. People say that girls are not competitive, which is definitely not true.
I know they are.
But I think there are a lot more. But definitely a lot of people say that competitiveness is something that is more male-oriented. So, but we give the girls our better feeling through their first, second, third competition with other girls. And that's something that we're doing this. We have Athena leagues in swimming, in judo, in just different sports. And we also help not the national team in a lot of sports, but the more, I wouldn't say even the youth part, even, just give more competition outside of Israel. The problem in Israel that it's not really in Europe, and we have to fly everywhere. It costs a lot more money, and people need to compete. Definitely, if you're in the high level, you need to compete a lot. So we help young girls on the way up to get more competitions. That's part of the things we do with 12 of the high sports association in Israel.
Before we continue in Israel, you told me about an amazing project in the States. You learned in the States.
Yeah.
You loved it.
I loved it.
And there is an amazing project to bring swimmers or athletes, girls, the same amount like men, right?
Yeah. I guess a lot of those projects that promoting it's like affirmative action actually that happen in the States that call Title IX, which is the change or in the federal law in the United States that actually, if I would put it in really simple words, is that you can give money to boys team if you won't give money to girls team. So if you want to have a boy team, that swim, you have to have a girls team that swim. And
all over the States.
It's all over the state. Well, it means like in school. Everyone, if I'm a school that's funded by the federal, by the state, so I have to have the same amount of money that goes to guys teams, guys sports. I have to put it into girls sports.
So it's good there was football, so there's lots of men in football.
Exactly, and that gave me that scholarship to actually swim in the States. And I think that's actually, it happened, the Title IX went on in 1972 in the United States. We are 40 years later, and that in 2012 was the first time actually that the United States delegation to the Olympic Games had more girls than guys. So it took them 40 years to actually get a bit of equality in the big league, let's say like that. But it definitely changed the face of sports in the United States and brought a lot more girls to actually do sports.
Can we do do it in Israel. I saw the women's team in Stanford. It was really amazing to see it. The same caps and the same rhythm drills. I didn't see it 25 women swimming and enjoying swimming. Can we do it with Athena?
I think that I talked only on a really small part of the Athena project. I think the two more big things in the project is that we are actually we have 21 projects nationwide who are sitting in different cities or clubs or stuff like that. That actually the project is, the idea of it is bringing more, actually the club or the city is getting money to bring more girls into sports. And it doesn't matter, a lot of time it can be in multiple sports and then what we're trying to do is actually do a place that is very female oriented, more like, I would give an example. We have a project in Bat Yam, which is one of the cities in Israel, in a pretty big city in Israel, that took 5 different sports, and they have 500 girls this year that doing, beside all the sports in school and everything, at least 1.5 hours of sport more in the sports that they choose. And the idea is that those 500 girls, which are at the age of 6 till 9, will decide which sports they want to do and come to do sports after school. And we give them these sports almost free. So they actually learn to enjoy it, learn to to do different sports. They can exercise in different sports, and they do it right after school. I think so that a different part of Israel, of Athena that we're doing, we have like projects that are very specific in different places. And the third thing, which is I guess the most important thing, is a lot of marketing and role model and building role models in Israel. And I think that's the thing that we lack the most about that. As I said, like sports, we sit in the Ministry of Sports and Culture, but people in Israel don't see sports as culture. And I think that sports is definitely something that needs to be, in the States, it's definitely on a Saturday afternoon, you'll see kids going to baseball games, basketball games. They prefer to do that with their parents instead of going to a movie, and that's something that we definitely needs to bring more to Israel. I don't know if we can...
And not to be with the iPhone
exactly
all the time.
All the time.
So we're going to talk about the future in a while, and a couple of nice and important questions. Okay.